Hey guys, Varunate here. How you all doing? So this is my first video in the new year, so belated happy new year to all of you. And in this video, I'm going to give you the full review of Honor 7A, which is just a brand of Huawei and it is a mid-ranger from Huawei. So let's begin with the full review of this amazing mid-ranger. So let's start with the build quality of the device. Now the first impressions when you hold the device is pretty light because it is made up of this plastic body throughout. The rim is also made of plastic. I have this metallic blue color over here. It has a metal polish, but it is certainly not metal, and we have this plastic rim around the device. It feels very light in the hand. On the front here we have this beautiful 720p plus display from Honor. As you can see, we have the Honor branding on the bottom. On the top we have the selfie camera, the earpiece, and we also have the front facing unlock system over there. We have headphone jack on the top, volume rockers and power button on the right. And the bottom over here we have the speaker grills and the micro USB. It's sad that USB type C has not been used. And on the left we have the dual nano SIM and a micro SD card slot. So this is all that we have. On the back we get the dual camera setup from Honor. We also have the fingerprint scanner on the back, which is located perfectly, and the bottom we have the Honor branding as well. So all in all, the phone does feel good in hand, but having said that, if we compare it to the competitors such as Redmi, it is made of metal, so they feel much sturdier. And this is all. On the front we have this 5.7 inch 1440 by 720p GFF display with an aspect ratio of 18:9. The pixel density of this device is 283 pixels per inch, so it is pretty good as compared to other competitors. And as you can see, when you get in the direct sunlight as well, the phone and the display gets pretty bright, so that you can definitely see it in direct sunlight as well, so that's not an issue. And basically the phone has 16 million colors, and the colors definitely pop out. It's not as good as AMOLED, but you know that at this price point this display is definitely worth it. As you can see over here, the brightness is full, so this is what you will get when you are standing in direct sunlight. There is a lot of reflection on the device as well, but I think you will still be able to do all your tasks pretty well. Now if you are getting into too bright of an environment, you might have some problem in actually seeing what the display is showing, but definitely it is a very capable display. And if you tilt the phone too much, the viewing angles will get a little bit weird, and the phone might look a little bit washed out from that angle. But I think that basically for normal use you are not going to tilt your phone that much, so it is definitely a very good display. Let's talk about the most important feature of any smartphone right now, that is the cameras. So this phone has dual camera setup with primary lens bin of 13 megapixel f2.2 aperture and a secondary lens bin of 2 megapixel for depth sensing. The camera is capable of face detection autofocus, and we also have a LED flash on the back. So this certainly seems a capable camera. Let's see what it can produce. So the photos in bright sunlight do come out great, and surprisingly the phone is able to capture a good amount of details in bright sunlight. As you can see, even the colors look great. We can see that there is no oversaturation. Even the processing is not done too much after the photo is taken. Overall the photo does look great, but I would say that all in all the photo has a little softer tone to it. Also, in certain situations it might look a little bit washed out. If you see in the area which is there in the background, the sky looks white, so as you can see it has overexposed that region. Talking about the HDR capability of the device, we can see that the phone is doing amazing job of capturing the details which are there in shadows. Overall it is amazing, and the only problem in this, we have to manually switch to an HDR mode in order to get the photos, so there is no automatic HDR in the device, but this is what the output will be when you take the photo. Close-up shots also look great. As you can see over here, the flower in this micro shot looks fantastic. The colors are amazingly saturated, and the details which are there on the leaf, even the stains are captured properly. So definitely the phone's camera, 13 megapixel camera, is capable. Now again, in this photo, this is a close-up shot of a plant, and as you can see that the phone is doing a very good job of capturing the details which are there on the plant. Now again, this is another type of HDR photo where you see that the photo just does not have any kind of brightness, because I'm directly shooting against the sun, and this is where the incapabilities of the camera sensor is actually coming in front, because the brightness is very low and you can hardly figure out anything which is there in the shot. And against that, if we see in this photo, the phone is capturing the shadows and the area in the brighter part of the display or brighter part of the image very well. The details do look good, and even the buildings which are there on the far side is very clearly visible. Having said that, the sky does look a little bit washed out. It is not that adamant, so it will suffice, but all in all, the phone's camera is very capable of taking good quality pictures, and certainly at this price point, this camera is giving tough competition to the likes of Redmi and the Oppo and Vivo phones. So definitely the rear camera of this device is a good camera hardware to have, and the software does complement it very good. Talking about the video capabilities of the rear camera, the phone is able to take videos up to 1080p at 30 frames per second. The phone does not have optical image stabilization, but as you can see, there is very less vibrations in the actual output. As of the quality of the video is concerned, the phone is able to take amazing details in the video as well. The saturation amount and the colors which are there in the videos look great. As for the details are concerned, details which are there, objects which are there further, the details are lost, but definitely we are able to capture good video from the rear camera. As you can see, it does appear little bit on the warmer side, but definitely it is usable. On the front, we have a 8 megapixel f2.0 selfie camera along with LED flash. So definitely the front camera of this device is capable of taking good photos in darker areas with the help of LED as well. It also doubles up for front facing unlock. The images from the 8 megapixel front facing selfie camera also come out great. They are a little bit softer and details are certainly missing, but all in all, the photo does look great. As you can see, the camera is able to capture good amount of detail, and the exposure of the photo is also perfect. As we take more images, as you can see, in brighter sunlight, the selfie does capture more amount of details, which it fails to capture when there is less amount of light, which is the case with majority of the phones in this price range as well. The live focus mode or the blur mode, which is there, portrait mode, which is available with this device, it certainly is able to do a decent amount of job, I'll say, because the blur does not look as natural as it should. It does detect the edges properly, but the background blur is not up to the mark. It is just actually overexposing the background a little bit so that the foreground is distinguishable. So portrait mode, in that case, I don't think the selfie camera is doing a very great job, but all in all, the selfie camera is very capable of taking good photos which you might use for your social media handles. So the 8 megapixel camera is also coupled with LED flash, so if you want to take photos at night, it is definitely possible, and this is a very capable selfie camera as well. Talking about the performance of this device, the phone is powered by a octa-core Snapdragon 430 processor, which is coupled with 3 GB of RAM and 32 GB of internal storage, which is expandable up to 256 gigs. The device runs on EMUI version 8.0, which is based on Android 8.0, and basically I think the phone is very fast, and you won't be having any sort of problems in day-to-day tasks. but the skin which is there of EMUI 8.0 certainly feels very heavy on the top of the stock Android theme. As you can see over here, there is a little lag when you are there in the app drawer, because the software just does not seem properly optimized. As you can see, it looks like the older Samsung version. The notification drop down menu looks in this way, and we have this light blue accent across the theme of the UI. The icons are square with the rounded corners, but the problem is there are many multiple duplicate applications from Honor which are there, which is actually not good, and it is just bloatware in the device. So I think you will have to uninstall many of them in order to get a good experience. All in all, the software tries to do a lot, which certainly is not good, but if you don't want that, you can just install Nova Launcher and this problem will be solved. Talking about Nova Launcher, as we can see, there is visually difference in the speed, the way the phone operates under Nova Launcher, and I think it is definitely a better launcher to have on this phone, considering it is running on Snapdragon 430. Now, if we talk about the settings in the device, as you can see, it again has many features, but specifically I'll talk about the battery right now. Now the phone has a 3000 milliamp hour battery. Now according to this, as you can see over here, the phone is at 22% and the screen on time is 3.5 hours. So you will definitely get around 4 hours to 5 hours of screen on time, which is really good considering the phone is of dual SIM, and we can also have a micro SD card on it. The inbuilt charger is a fast charger, so charging this phone again is not an issue, and you will top it off in around 2 hours. So definitely in that sense also the phone is having a good battery life. Talking about the security that the phone has gotten, we have a fingerprint scanner on the back which is circular in shape, and it is located at a perfect location. So when you put your finger on it and the phone is locked down, it will open, but as you can see there is a slight delay in actually opening the phone from the moment you put your fingerprint on it, but I think it will be solved with a software update because this is not much of an issue. Another thing that is given is a front facing unlock. As you can see on the top left corner, the light is continuously blinking in order to detect your face, and you can actually unlock using your face. It is certainly again not that quick, but since I am behind the camera, it is taking more than normal time to actually unlock. It is quicker, and sometimes it is actually quicker than the fingerprint sensor as well. So I think both these options are good to use, and whatever you prefer, you definitely have an option to use between either of them. I personally use the face recognition because it was the faster option, and I think both these options are really great. Very quickly, let's listen to the sound that comes from this device, and I personally feel it is very loud. So this is the sound quality. So the final verdict on this device is certainly a very good competitor to the likes of devices Vivo, Oppo and the Xiaomi's Redmi series. It certainly ticks a lot of boxes. It has a big, bright, beautiful display. It is very light to hold. It is pretty compact as compared to other devices. It has 18:9 aspect ratio, which is the modern aspect ratio to go with. It has a decent build quality as well. The speakers are certainly good, and it has also the face unlock and the fingerprint security in order to get in. So definitely this is a very good phone. The only downside that I have seen on this device is perhaps the software. The EMUI version which is there on this is certainly does feel a little bit cartoonish for my taste, but apart from that this phone is really good, and at the price of 7,999 Indian rupees, it is a very great device. So if you like the device, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.